Have you ever read something in the Bible that you thought, no way that's possible? No way am I capable of doing that? That's where we're headed today, but first, just a few announcements. Ladies, our Girls Night In started this past Wednesday. There's still time to sign up. We are doing our Zoom group, which starts every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. I hope to see you there. And guys, y'all are starting a men's golf group, which should be a lot of fun. If you're interested in that, go to championchurch.cc/groups. Next week, we are announcing the location we have secured for in-person services. You do not want to miss, but let's posture our hearts for worship.
Abraham, you're the God of covenant and faithful promises. Time and time again, you have proven to do just what you said. Though the storms may come and the winds may blow, I'll remain steadfast and let my heart learn when you speak a word, it will come to pass. And great is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness to me. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. Great is your faithfulness to me. And God, from age to age, though the earth may pass away, your word remains the same, yeah. Your history can prove there's nothing you can't do. You're faithful and true. Though the storms may come and the winds may blow, I'll remain steadfast and let my heart know when you speak a word, it will come to pass. And great is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness to me. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. And great is your faithfulness to me.
Oh, your faithfulness, it never runs out. It never runs out.
is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness to me. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. Great is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness to me. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. Rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. From the rising sun to the setting same, I will praise your name. Great is your faithfulness to me.
Have you ever read something in the Bible and thought, no way this is possible? No way am I capable of this? Well, that's where we're going today, and maybe some of you can relate. Before we jump in, I just want to take a moment and wish every mama, every granny, every spiritual mom out there a happy Mother's Day. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I just want to say thank you for pouring into the next generation the way that you do. Maybe Mother's Day is one of those days where it really hurts. It brings up pain. Maybe you've lost a mother. Maybe you've lost a child. Maybe you have been trying to have a child and it just hasn't happened yet. I would love to connect with you and pray with you and pray for you. Below you can see ways to connect with me either through text message or through our website. I love you and I am so sorry for the pain that this day may bring. So today, before I give you my scriptures, I ask that you do not tune me out. Don't turn off the TV, don't roll your eyes, and Joe Cordo, stay off of Candy Crush. We are going into Proverbs 31. I know, shocker. That's where probably most churches today are reading from, but I have talked to Trev about this months ago because there is just something about Proverbs 31 that has really resonated with me, and I have done so much research on this because there was just something about her that I knew was different and I wanted to know why. So I just ask, some of you may not be a woman, some of you may not be a wife, and you may not even be a mother, but here's what I know about God. If we posture our hearts and we open our ears, He can speak to us no matter what the message is about. So stick with me and let's start reading. We're going to read Proverbs 31, 10 through 31 together. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She finds wool and flask and busily spins it. She is like a merchant ship, bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it. With her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong, a hard worker. She makes sure her dealings are profitable. Her lamps burn late into the night. Her hands are busy spinning thread, her fingers twisting fiber. She extends a helping hand to the poor and opens her arms to the needy. She has no fear of winter for her household, for everyone has warm clothes. She makes her bedspread. She dresses in fine linen and purple gowns. Her husband is well known at the city gates where he sits with the other civic leaders. She makes belted linen garments and sashes to sell to the merchants. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. Her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive, and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will greatly be praised. Reward her for all she has done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise. When I read that, I'm like, there's something about this woman, the way that she just shows grace and love through being a wife, through being a mother. And if I'm honest, these are one of those stories where I'm like, God, how? How can I do this? This is impossible. And through studying this, I was quickly reminded that the Bible is truth. Everything in it is true. If God put it in there, that means it's accessible to me and it's accessible to you. Jesus tells us that we can do all things through him. So I began to really try to understand, how does she do this? How does she do everything that we just read? To me, that seems impossible, but okay, God, like, show me how. And one thing I have recently learned is that this passage is a picture of her entire life. She doesn't do all these things every single day for all of her life. And she doesn't even do all of these in one season. She did everything throughout her lifetime. And King Solomon tells us in Ecclesiastes 3:3, for everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven. What she did is she stewarded well everything that she was given in life. Her life was all about balance and order. And I want to take the next few moments to share with you 4 practical principles from the Proverbs 31 woman and how it can help you champion every season that you go through. The first one, she wakes up early. Proverbs 31:15a. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household. Okay, this one's big. And when I say wake up early, it doesn't mean get up at 4 a.m. Maybe it does. It really just depends what your schedule looks like. Maybe you work nights. So your early is different than my early, is different than your spouse's early. All this is saying is carve time out of your day to start before you even have to get ready for work, before you even have to get the kids up. Take time to spend with God. Drink hot coffee. And if you are a mama with young kids, you know that hot coffee is one of those very rare special treats. All you're doing when you are saying, I'm going to get up early, I'm going to start my day off right, you're spending time with God. You are prioritizing your day. You're looking at you and your spouse's schedule and kind of just planning out your day so you don't feel as rushed. You know exactly what to do and when to do it. And maybe for you, I know I'm a work from home mom. So once the kids are up, working is nearly impossible. So I not only get up early to spend time with God, but I get up early to get a few hours in of work before my kids even get up. The second one, she delegates. Proverbs 31:15b, and plan the day's work for her servant girls. Okay, I have read Proverbs 31 so many times. Like I said before, like I love this passage and this woman, but I never noticed this. I mean, I've read it and in my mind instantly went to, okay, she takes care of her husband, she takes care of her kids, she takes care of her household and her maids. Like, what does this woman not do? But I never realized that she plans the day for her servant girls. She delegates. She has learned the skill of delegation when it comes to achieving balance in her life. The reason she's able to do so much is she utilizes the people around her. I wish I would have known this sooner. My first year married, I put pressure on myself to be Proverbs 31 woman in a way that wasn't right. It was more of a perfectionism rather than letting God lead me. And what I mean by that is, I'll tell you the story. I remember going into the laundry room one time. I saw Trevor pulling out clothes from the dryer, and I instantly got so upset at not really him, more at me. I felt as a wife, here my husband is doing laundry. That is my job. What is he doing? I honestly started crying, screaming at him to put the clothes down, drop the clothes, step away from the dryer. And in that moment, I'm crying, I'm a mess. I just feel oh my gosh, I have let him down. I've let God down. I've let my family down. And he so sweetly looks at me and he's like, "Hun, I just want to serve you." In that moment, I realized our household was a team. I could lean on him and he could lean on me. And that's what this woman knew. She knew she could delegate things to her family. She could delegate things to her maidservant. She could delegate things so she didn't have everything on her plate. She knew what to do. And I think that's one of the biggest secrets of Proverbs 31, or not even a secret, more of a discovery. And now Trevor does all the laundry. It may or may not be because if I do laundry, the clothes are going to sit in the washer and I'm probably going to have to wash them multiple times because they are sour by the time they're ready to go into the dryer. Or I dry shirts that are supposed to be hung. Or if I'm honest, I have washed lots of dry cleaning clothes. So I think now, instead of Trevor doing it as a way to serve me, it's more of a way to protect his clothes. But here's the thing. This may mean something and look different to you in your household. Just ask yourself, what is something that is time consuming that I could give to someone else to do? Maybe instead of going to the grocery store, we all know going and driving, going into the grocery store, standing in the line, putting the groceries in your car, taking the groceries back out once you're home. It's a lot of time out of your day. Use a delivery service instead. Use Kroger, use Instacart, use Ship, something just to get that off of your plate. Maybe it works financially for your family to hire someone to clean your house. Maybe you work Monday through Friday and your only time with your family is Saturday and Sunday. It's okay to hire someone to clean your house. Maybe you're a business owner. Maybe you are so busy that you can't check your emails. You can't even run errands, pick up your dry cleaning. Hire someone, even if it's part-time, to help answer those emails, to run those errands that you just don't have time for. And here is some free stuff you could do. Ask your spouse and your kids to help you around the house. And this one I kind of have down pat. As you can see, Trevor's going to put a picture up, and this is from the other night where we had our family over for Taco Thursday, and after everyone left, our house we had to clean up dishes, we had to put everything back in order, because for us, before we go to bed, we want our house back in order for the next day to just set us up for a win. And so Trevor did the dishes, Chasen was vacuuming up, everything that was on the floor as I was putting back together our dining room. And so it's just something that we did as a family together. So delegation could look like that. Teamwork. Do that together as a family to show that, okay, this is our household. We're taking care of this together. You get it. Delegate. Delegate. Work smarter, not harder. Number 3, she pays attention to the needs of her household. Proverbs 31:27. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. This simply means just paying attention to what your family needs to set your family up and your household up for a win. An example of this is we have Chasen do certain things before school and certain things after school. Before school, he has to make his bed. He needs to brush his teeth. He needs to have his backpack on, his shoes on, and at nighttime, he needs to clean his playroom, brush his teeth, just simple things like that we expect him to do, but I realized he is so little. he doesn't understand or can remember everything that we ask of him. So I make him these like little check sheets, and they've got like fun pictures on them where he gets to just take a marker or crayon and just like check off everything he does. And what I'm doing is I'm giving him his responsibilities, but as the parent, I'm setting him up for a win. Like, buddy, here's what I expect you to do. Please make sure you do this before we go to school. Make sure we do this before you go to bed. And what I did is I paid attention to him not being able to remember those things. And instead of me getting mad and upset at him for not being prepared when I'm ready to walk out the door and he has yet brushed his teeth. So we're just setting him up for a win. And the last thing, she honors God. Proverbs 31:30. Charm is deceptive and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will greatly be praised. Here's the thing, when we prioritize God, when we say, okay, God, you're number one, you're going to get the wisdom and support from him. You know, Jesus is a gentleman. He stands at the door waiting for you to open that door up. And what this means is invite him in. Okay, God, show me who to delegate and how to delegate to. Show me what my family needs. Show me how to wake up early and what time that looks like for me. Spend time with him. Ask him things. Ask him to help you with your family, to help you become this Proverbs 31 woman. And here's the thing that I know. He is the one that will lead you into how to delegate, how to steward your days, and what your family needs. You can do this in the car on the way to work. You can do this when you're pouring your coffee out of your, pouring your coffee, making your coffee. You can do this in the shower. You could do this brushing your teeth. All it is just speaking to him and allowing him and inviting him into your family to help you do all of these things. I really hope that this helped you be able to relate to the Proverbs 31 woman and really show you that she wasn't this superhero that we can't touch. She was just a daughter of God who sought God in everything she did, and we saw how well she was praised for it and how much she feared and loved the Lord. And if we're honest, that's all we really want in life, is to know that we are doing exactly what God wants us to do. So let's recap. What are 4 principles from the Proverbs 31 woman that can help you champion every season that you go through? You're going to wake up, you're going to delegate, you are going to know the needs of your household, and you are going to honor God. I hope you enjoyed this message as much as I did, and I hope to see you next week because we have some exciting news for you. Let me pray for you. God, I just thank you for every person on here today, Jesus, that is listening to this message. God, I pray that it spoke to people today, Jesus. I pray that every mama, every granny, every spiritual mama just feels your love today and that they hear from you. Good job. You're doing great. For those who maybe this day brings pain, God, I just pray for peace and comfort in that, Jesus. And I just thank you for everything, and I pray for a great day. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, fam, we love you, and we'll see you next week.